Welcome back, everyone. Wild Willy here. The next episode of our Get OP and early DLC walkthrough. We are outside the Second Church of America, where we just beat Eleonora and got the Purifying Crystal Tier. So now we could use that to take on Moog. The next thing we want to do while we're out murdering NPCs, I talked about this the last episode, is we're going to the War Master Shack to get Bernal. This is another nice armor set that we can use. And what we wanted him for is after this, we're going to go to Volcano Manor. And we are going to save, and we're going to talk to Lady Tanith. And then we're going to turn in his bell bearing at the Twin Maiden Husk. And that's going to allow us to get Assassin's Gambit. So, Flame Grammy Strength. Blood Flame Blade. You guys know the drill by now. Drink your Physic. Refill your Flask. Two-hand your weapon. Switch to your healing. And then just give him a... There we go. Sorry, bro. So we got his bell bearing and we got the Beast Champion set. It's a pretty heavy set. We also got... whatever the hammer was called. I forget the name of it. Let's take a peek real quick. The Devourer's Scepter. So a good faith weapon. If you like hammers, great hammers, like the Great Stars, this is probably the best one in the game. As far as the great hammers go, this isn't a bad choice either. We don't have the stats to use either one of them. Right now we have 30 strength because we drank our Wondrous Physics, but that'll go back down to 20. We could do it if we two-handed it, because one of the reasons I prefer strength in this game is if you two-hand a weapon, you get 1.5 times your strength. So if we're at 20 strength and we two-hand a weapon, then it's effectively 30. So we could use the Great Stars if we two-hand it, but if we one-hand it, we only have 20 strength. We need 22, we couldn't. That does not work with Dex. If you two-hand a weapon, you know, and you have 18 dexterity, you're still gonna have 18 dexterity. So let's go to Volcano Manor, like I talked about, and we're gonna run through part of that just to grab a grace to get us set up in that region a little further. So Volcano Manor. And we have Patch's bell bearing to turn in as well. There's a cookbook that we want to get from him, from his bell bearing, that would give us the ability to make Gold Pickle Foulfoot, and he has 3 of them for sale that we can buy from the Twin Maiden Husk. And he has Margit Shackle, which we're going to use in the DLC, so we'll get that. So let's talk to her. Raya spoke of us. Join Volcano Manor.
The drawing room, be short.
Get the drawing room key.
Use the key.
All right, so he's going to talk about killing the Great Serpent.
Please kill him. That horrendous.
That is like they're setting a trap for us. There's Raya. We can pick up these. Letter from Volcano Manor. Recusant's Finger. I don't know where this dude is. He normally spawns in. It might be because we killed Bernal and already have the bell bearing. We want to go up in here. And we're just going to run through. There are some snails that we're going to kill. And that's it. There's a Bloodhound Knight in here who's guarding the hook claws. Just roll through the wall. You can see the first snail. Boom, boom. These guys are, again, they're weak to strike, so hammer would be better, but this is +6, so it's gonna do lots of damage. And they're all dead. We're gonna pick up the budding horn. This is the part we're gonna sneak through. Never done a claw build. Hook claws are supposed to be very good. They can get around shields. Not that there are many enemies that do that. They also have bleed. They attack really fast. So I don't want to mess with him in such a small space. This is all we wanted to do, was come here and grab this grace. Really want to be better armored when we visit here again. We're going to get our Somber 7 here. We're going to get another 5 and 6 here. So we are done with that. So let's hop back over to the round table and we can turn in our bell bearings. And then we are off to the abandoned cave to grab the gold scarab. Okay, so over here. And you can see the door to Dung Eater is opened. For your veterans, you want to start doing his quest line. Once you get into the capital and start getting Seabit curses, go ahead. I don't do his quest. If I see him in the sewers, I just go and murder him. So that's just me. I don't value his armor set. I know it's really good, but there are other ones that I prefer better. The Crucible Knight sets, I like those better. Even the, I forget what it's called, but there are, other armor sets that I like better. Even the Bullgoat set that you get through Patch's quest line. I don't really care. So that's our Kukri and Arrow guy. This is Patches. We definitely want to pick those 3 up. He's got a Stone Sword key for later. This is what lets us craft the gold pickled foulfoot, so I'm going to pick that up. You have the rune, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up Margaret's Shackle. You can come back for this stuff later. You don't need any of this right now. And then Bernar's shop. What we really want later on, we don't need it yet. So again, Assassin's Gambit. So I'm going to go ahead and get no skill. I'm going to get... What else can I get that's good? We talked about this earlier. We have quick step on a dagger. So I'm just going to get Impaling Thrust and I'm going to get Spinning Slash. We're going to call it a day. Eventually I'll pick up the rest of them. Whatever. So for this next part, we are going to go to the abandoned cave. We unlocked this running through Caelid. We did the big Caelid loop and just got the Site of Grace, and we're using it now. So this is the Poison and Rot Cave. This is why we needed 15 faiths, so that we can do Flame Cleanse Me. And for the first part, we want to switch off of our Sacred Dagger and we want to go to our Quick Step Dagger. Okay, and we want to switch to that, and we want to switch to our Seal, and we want to switch to Flame Cleanse Me. So we are going to drop down. There's going to be a geyser. That thing will kill us. It'll one-shot us if we go through there. So we need to wait for that to go off, and then we need to drop down, and we are going to be doing left trigger. And that's going to be doing the Ash of War, which is quick step, which is the fastest way to get through here. You can hop down and backstep, but again, that is not beginner friendly. So again, dagger on the right hand side, we wait for that to go, and quick step, quick steps, quick step. We're going to ride on over here, and then we are going to stand up. We're good. We can just hop over to this part. Put on our lantern, and we're good to go at this point. We had that on. The rot buildup will subside slowly, so we can kind of slowly walk through. Nothing over here. What we want to do is drop down over here. There's an enemy down there that we can plunge. So wait for that to go off, and then yeah, and he's dead. And then we want to move. We took a little bit of damage, so let's just go ahead and heal up. This isn't the place where we want to be low on health, because stuff we can get poisoned and rotted and then we're just dead. So coming up into this next room, there's going to be one of those poison sorcerer dudes, and there's going to be a little rat first. So we're going to rush down the rat, and then we should be able to run and hit the poison sorcerer. So let's do that. That's our sorcerer. And there's our rat. So let's just Running heavy, love that. Pop up and interrupt him, and he's dead. Okay, so this next section, they're going to be the little loot, and there are going to be 2 rats. Boop, boop, and they're dead. Okay, so this next room we're going to go through, you should be able to just run through the right. You might get a little bit of rot, you might get poisoned, but what we want to do is we want to hop up, and there are 2 dudes that are going to be shooting poison spells at us. So we can either run and take them out, and we'll pretty much be guaranteed to get poisoned, or we can try to run past them. So let's just see how this goes. Go in, stay to the right, run, run, run. You can hear the spells are summing up. You gotta hop, hop, hop. All right, and we're clear, so we're just gonna run. They're not gonna follow us. And we are at the boss fog. So what's gonna happen in here is let's go ahead and heal up. And then we're gonna buff up, and then we're gonna redo our flask. So normal buff routine. So let's switch. So we want to do Blood Flame Blade, Flame Grant Me Strength. We're not going to do Golden Vow. And then we are going to... Let me take these off. Don't need to accidentally be popping any of those. So, Blood Flame Blade, Flame Grant Me Strength. We're going to drink our Flask of Wondrous Physics first. Then we are going to refill our blue flask, our mana. And then we are going to pop through. We're going to summon our Banged Imps. And they're going to be 2 Clean Rot Rights and Clean Rot Knights. And they're going to have staggered spawn times. The first one is going to run at us and try and impale us with this golden spear attack. So summon the imps, and then you might have to roll him first before you refill your flask. And then we just want to go to town on him and take him down before the second one spawns. Okay, so let's get out of there. Do that. Blood Flame Blade. Flame Grant Me Strength. Refill flask. 2-hand weapon, fog gate, and that's the first one. So we can summon, refill our flask, and here he comes. We want to dodge and just get away from him because he's going to do that. And now we can get in there, and you see how much damage we're doing. The second one's spawning in. We just want to focus on killing the first one, and he's down. And we're getting hit by the second one, so let's roll out here and just heal up. Now we can do the same thing. Run in, weapon art, and we're rotted. Doesn't matter. He's dead. All right, so now we want to go back here and Flame Cleanse Me. Get rid of the rot. We have the gold scarab. If you're super fancy, you can switch to the gold scarab and get a little bit of extra runes, but again, not beginner friendly, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go back. So now if you go back and you farm the bird, you're going to get like 13,245 runes. Why am I still rotted? Get rid of that, whatever, okay. So now what you can do is you can swap out your talismans. You don't need stamina. And we'll get rid of those other 2 when we get there. We're going to go back down there and shoot the bird a couple more times. Level up some more. So we have the gold scarab. We can replace the green turtle talisman with the gold scarab to get more runes. Let's switch over to our bow. I'm going to 2-hand that so we're ready to go when we get there. Switch to the underground zone. Go to the Palace Approach Ledge Road. Run over and shoot our bird again. Left trigger to crosshair. I'm going to line up between my little slingshot between the 2 tree branches when he turns around. Loose my arrow. Watch him jump off, and now we'll wait for the rune so you can see 13,245. So more efficient, we get more runes doing this. Leveling up now, we need 15,000, but we're getting 13,000 per shot. Let me pause for a minute and figure out what we want to do next. As far as anything else that we want to work on before we start taking on the next part. All right, so you'll notice a little change here. Just hit unpause. I've been looking through some options here. This is Bernal set, at least the main armor. It is the Beast Champion armor. It gives us 34 poise. It gives us a ton more compared to what we were wearing. This is like physical / strike is like 6. And then we switch over to his, and it jumps up to like 15, 17, 18. The magic and lightning resistance are actually a little lower. But I mean, we are going through Ray of Lucaria. There are going to be a lot of magic enemies. But in terms of just raw stats and helping us get up on our poise, I think this is a good point to switch to this. The trick is, are we going to be able to do it with the Bloodhound's Fang equipped? That's the Nagikiba. We want to do that. And that makes us heavy load. Okay. So I mentioned you don't want to be heavy load. For my new people, this is what that looks like. The slow fat roll. So we're going to take that off. You can go to the leather set if you want. Again, that's going to provide better physical protection, but then worse magic protection. So it's kind of up to you if you want to go with the leather, or we've been wearing the Noble's traveling garb. I'll just stick with this. In terms of stats for our bird farm, here's what I've decided where we want to go next. So basically where we want to go for now is, if we're two-handing our weapon, we have 30 strength. If we drink our wondrous physics beforehand, we're already at 30 strength, and we two-hand, we're at 45. The first soft cap for damage is at 40, so we're above that, so that's not bad. So where I would like to prioritize us going is getting more vigor and more endurance so that we can wear heavier armor. So let's go ahead and get, I want everybody to stop and farm. I want to get vigor up to 35 and endurance up to 16. And then we're going to run around and do some stuff and see how that feels. And then eventually we want to get our vigor up to 40. Our endurance up to 18. And then we're going to start, like doing 2 points of strength, or like more strength, and then sprinkling in a little bit of endurance and maybe a point or two of mind. So again, we are going to switch back to the bow. I'm going to pause my recording, and I will meet you guys back here after we farmed up the levels we just talked about. All right, and we're back. So I did make one wardrobe alteration. I put on the navy hood, which we got when we picked up the Knight's Twin Blade and the Noble's Traveling Set. That all came together. The Navy Hood gives us 1 more point in mind and just a pinch more resistances. And we are still at a medium load with all of our stuff. We have our shield, we have our seal, we're back to our Golden Vow Dagger, and we have our +6 Bloodhound's Fang. I'm going to swap this back over to the Green Turtle Talisman. And we are going to go and start tackling Ray of Lucaria, and we are going to get a proper armor set in there, and we'll see how that feels weight wise, and see if we can maintain that medium load. We might be back here farming the birds some more to get some more endurance and more vigor. And honestly, it's like whatever stats, I was talking about stat markers, 40, 20, 30, 40 vigor, 20 endurance, 30 strength. If you're already there, great. That's going to be that much easier for you. If you're just following the walkthrough, we're just trying to be efficient and do this at lower level. So for my veterans out there, Should be a little less rusty now. And you're just trying to remember where little bits and pieces are, but otherwise, you know, the combat you're pretty good with. You know, we'll be speed running this part. So, Sorcerer's Academy, lots of magic spamming. There are going to be some more undead dudes in a little section. We got to run past some glintstone sorcerers. We got to hit them to open up the gate. Couple little loots we can grab real quick. Green is Lily, and then I think there's a rune down here, and then up. Nope, magic grease. I always get that wrong. All right, so we're gonna bum rush these two fools. Pick one, and then just ziggy zaggy up the hill for the stairs. Running heavy, and he's dead. Missed the second one, and he's dead. Okay. So when we go in here, there's going to be kind of like a big sorcerer, and then we're going to want our kukris again. We're still loaded up on those. There he is. We're going to immediately run over here to the right and pop this wall. Go in here. There's going to be a rune arc. All right, and now there are those marionette soldiers. One of them just dropped over there, and one just dropped over there, and we want to lure him in. We're going to bottleneck them again. As soon as they come in, we're going to take them out. They malfunction. If you hit them and wound them but don't kill them, they will go crazy stabbing or shooting or whatever, and still a bad time. So there are more of them still. We want to try and run along the pillars to get the next one to drop, and same thing, run back. Boop, boop. And we're gonna go over here. Up, and we got hit. This is where the magic resistance of this set is a little better. There's the last one. Just gonna pop him down and hide behind this pillar and heal. Gonna wait for him to spam his stuff, and then we're gonna running heavy him, and just kill him. We're gonna run around the back, grab his Somber 3, and we're gonna go over here for a grace. Did he drop something? What did he drop? Cuckoo glintstone, great. I'll go ahead and rest because I used a flask. And we can just walk right past the doorway here. Won't aggro them. They respawn. So we're coming out here. This is the undead courtyard. The first thing we want to do is sneak around here, and there's a guy hiding, waiting to ambush us. We're going to go ahead and take him out. Walk back up and around. These guys grab you, they will take your magic and damage you. So don't want that. We can just run through now. We're headed for the bridge. Roll past him. And then we're going to drop down there to the left. There are going to be a couple guys up there spamming at us, and we want to come around here and take them out. Beautiful. There they are, the marionette soldiers' ashes. And now so we can kind of see the landscape, we've got these putrid corpse thingies. There are a couple guys hiding in the bushes. We're just going to beeline it up the hill towards that glowy thing. Past the guy who's kneeling. We're going to go around the corner here. And there's a little one that we want to try to plunge. Another putrid soldier. We're going to take these guys out. There might be some guys that drop down and follow us. Heavy attack. And poise break. And do a backstab. And now we have the Carrion Knight set. That is what we've been after. So that guy dropped down. Let's go ahead and take him out. Sleep Rock killed him. We got another one. And like 97 runes, these guys aren't, you know, worth farming. I'm just like, don't want to be yeeted off a cliff by their bullshit, so I just killed them. Here, I'm gonna pull out my Fanged Imps. Come on. Alright, we'll refill our flask. And I'm gonna go ahead and buff up. We're gonna hit a... Oh, that was Flame Cleanse Me. You don't want that. Blood Flame Blade. Flame Brand Me Strength. We'll go ahead and drink our Physic. We're gonna get to a Grace before we need any of this stuff again. So, you know, go ahead and buff up fully. Switch over to your Healing Flask, and then just drop down and start murdering shit. So those are... Gotta love that. They're throwing magic pots. Eat this guy out. And now we wanna... I'm running through here. So I don't get swarmed by all the dogs. Got ugly quick. Come out here and help. And there are some minor loots around here. There's one Ash of War Spectral Lance that will come around here and grab. I'm gonna buff up again. Totally unnecessary, but whatever. Alright, so coming around here. Where is it? Where's my little path? Grab that. 5 mushrooms, great. Here's my path. And we can see the shiny. Running heavy. Running heavy is just the right trigger while you're running. You get that nice spinning attack. You can spin to win on people. Our imps are gonna leave us when we run through here. It's okay. We're gonna ride that elevator up over here. Wait until it appears. The drop can you know, like bigger than you think. I've hopped on. Oh, the first one went past. Let me hop on and have died to gravity. And we're gonna hop off here. There are a couple basic dudes that you can kill. Again, it's like, it's just not worth it. So here's our Grace. How are we doing on time? We should be able to run and take on Red Wolf. Let's go ahead and rest. So there are one dude we gotta kill. That guy. That's the only one I want to kill. The rest of them I'm just gonna run past. He's got a little buckler. We should be able to just beat him down. Now we're just gonna run. There are 2 on either side of you. They're gonna be too slow. They didn't even aggro to me. Gonna run through here. Now we're aggroed. We're gonna run in, turn left, and double back on ourselves, and then we're gonna take out this guy. There's another one on the other stairway. It's a twin stairway. Wait for my stamina to regen. The Red Wolf is right behind the fog gate, so we are going to buff up. Just make sure no one's following us and we're good. Blood Flame Blade. Flame Grant Me Strength. Refill our flask. Get out our shield. Two-hand our weapon. Go through the door. This guy bounces around like crazy. If you're not familiar with him, can be very annoying. Does magic stuff. Roll. I didn't get it in time. Roll. Get out of there. Let me just heal up. Alright, let's find him. Weapon art. Alright, we want to dodge those. Alright, now I can just kind of wail on him a little bit, and he's wailing on me. Jeez, bro. Alright, finally got a hit on him. That's really all it took. Couple good whacks. We get another memory stone. 19,000. I don't know if that's enough to get a level. We're about to find out. So we're gonna rest, and then we're gonna wrap up here. We'll tackle the rest of the castle and Renala in the next episode. I do have enough to level up, so let's get more vigor, and then we'll see the armor situation in the next episode if we can put on the Carrion Knight set. So that's all for now. We'll see you in the next episode.